I'm just trying to check out everybody's stuff, see what they got going on.
I've been just chilling the last couple of days. So. I don't got much going on my page right now, but is everybody here? Oh, we all made it. Wait, what? Yeah, there's the bear.
Let's rock and roll.
Make sure her mic's working first. We might want to do that.
Live streaming is on.
Oh, dang.
Not much, bro. What's been up with you, man? Man, it's been crazy the last couple of days. Yeah, did you check out that VR social media I sent you, man? That's something else. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, we definitely need a lot more. Like, so many of those are closed up. Anyways, we have today with us, we have Megamouth Gaming. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. It's good to be here.
Good. And we got DI Bear. She hasn't talked yet, though. I don't know if she knows she's muted or not, but yeah, she's here too. Hopefully, she'll figure out her mic situation. We can get that sorted out. And as always, we got Tordi and me. And yeah, so Megamouth Gaming. What do you focus on your for gaming? Like, what is your main focus for your channel there, bro?
Well, it started out I had just gotten back into PC gaming after like a 15-year hiatus, and I'd always been partial to Total War. So if you actually go to my channel, most of it is Total War, and after being out the loop for almost a decade, and you come back in and you see what stuff looks like now, man, about made my head blow up.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know if anybody's familiar with like the Warhammer Total War.
Yeah.
Man, dude, I can't even put words into it. And then and then that game's 3 years old, so it's like there's stuff that looks better already. And I mean, I have stuff in my library I haven't even gotten through. Like I bought stuff when it was on the holiday sale. I haven't even touched half of it because I just keep getting hung up on stuff that I like too much. But yeah, so I think I might transition more to some Twitch streaming.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You should definitely try to get a Twitch streaming going. Like, we have so many streamers on now. I wish Minds would start streaming already. Like, I don't know why they haven't hopped on that already.
Yeah.
They just need to.
Well,
Yeah,
let's,
you should
let's
definitely
just
get
let's
some,
just
like,
stream it on Mindsgaming site.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the I played my kid's actually 6 years old, and he's all dinosaur. And I streamed Primal Carnage with him yesterday, and he was actually sitting with me. And I tell you, that child was screaming and carrying sort of me. Oh, man, if nobody is familiar with Primal Carnage, you need to get in on it because I'm telling you, when you're playing as the dinosaur, it's like an action game, but then when you're playing as a human, it is a straight up horror game. It's crazy. Y'all need to get all up in there.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I always try to push on like streamers and stuff is that like on Minds, like because it's because they don't have an independent streaming capability. Like a 5-minute upload and then promote your stream with that upload. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the best ways I've seen it done. Yeah, man. So what are some of your favorite games from like childhood? What did you grow up on?
Let's see. I grew up in the 90s, and all my older brothers, they had the Sega Genesis. And I just remember, they would come over, we'd be playing some Mortal Kombat, they put the blood code in, and then everybody get yelled at for playing bloody games. It's the Street Fighter. And I believe back in like 1996, my grandmother picked me up a PlayStation for Christmas, not knowing what it was, of course. And she got all these mature rated games by accident. Like I'm 7 years old playing Resident Evil and such. And that explains a lot about why I am the way I am now.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Y'all gonna edit this part out, right?
No, man. None of this gets edited. I'll tell you how this whole project works. So we pretty much bullshit and we ask your random questions, and then we kind of chop our audio up into a production. So it's all isolated and condensed into one kind of stream, and those are the uploads we do, and then Tori D makes his own little creative content for the Imaginarium based on whatever we're talking about. And then you guys get a copy of all the audio that we do to use however you want for your creative content or your channel or however you want to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, I trust you guys completely to make me look as good as possible.
I mean, I try to make everybody look as good as possible. We all have our goods and bads, right?
Yeah, I feel you.
Can you guys hear me now?
I mean, I'm
yes.
not perfect for sure. I was hustling.
Is there an
to get
echo
here today, and made sure I was here. And
not when you talk.
Not when I talk.
I didn't. I was late on promoting your episodes. So I feel bad about that, but we all make mistakes. But we're here and we're all talking. So let me ask you this: like, when you were a kid and you went out, like, what was some outdoor games like other than video games you like to play? What was your favorite like activity game?
Oh man, well, look, I'm from a small town in the South, and I grew up in the '90s, so that was in the heyday. Parents didn't pay too much attention to us at that time, so we used to go fishing in the brackish river behind my house, and my grandmother would take all the kids in a truck that was not road safe at all, and we used to go fishing, man, like all day, and she would take us out to Paris Island. I don't know if you're familiar with Paris Island, but there's a pond there. Yeah,
a little too familiar.
Oh yeah, people either actually, most people hate it, but they had a pond there, and man, you could catch some gigantic fish. There's also gigantic alligators out there, and we used to lure them in close with shrimp and then whack them with a stick. But we used to just be walking around out in the woods. Man, I don't know.
Sounds like a very dangerous game. I would.
Well, it builds character. I mean, I like them now, but back in the day, we didn't really appreciate the danger.
Oh yeah, man.
But yeah, that was childhood in the South.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What are some of your favorite other activities like non-game wise? You like four-wheeling and you like fishing and that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, we are real outdoorsy types. Like
Yeah,
fishing, biking. We had a little neighborhood bike gang. Um,
yeah,
and then
man.
my
I think
I,
everybody in those little towns did, dude. We all rode around on our ATVs. We thought we were the shit, though.
yeah, well, we didn't have no ATVs, but my father has a family farm,
uh,
not too far away from my hometown, but he used to send us there. As I got older, it got to be a punishment. They send you to the farm for the summer. But let me tell you, man, and I love my family very much, but stinginess is in the blood. We would have like tractors and equipment and stuff just sitting there, but he'd make us do everything by hand. So
yeah.
I mean, I hated it then, but that's kind of a nice peaceful life now. But yeah, man, we didn't have a whole lot of free time because we had strict parents at that time.
Mine's
Oh,
game.
we're breaking up here. We got a lot of people in the party. It's having trouble keeping up.
Did, were you able to know that the bear mics work and she's here?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard her yet. Have you?
Yeah, yeah. She was talking earlier.
Oh, I didn't hear her. I didn't hear her at all on my side, and then she just left. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But yeah,
No,
I was going to
everybody's
get back
here.
around to her as soon as she said something. Meg's here
Mouse
though.
moving.
What's up,
Mouse
Meg?
moving.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I
Kind of.
can hear you
Cool.
fine.
I was just listening into your conversation about sort of growing up, childhood games and stuff. And my obsession, I was sort of like a teenager in the 90s, and me and my friend Vicky, we became we were stoners big time back in the day, and she just used to come around my house. My parents were quite liberal, so they knew we were up there getting like wasted, and we just used to play Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Mega Drive. We were just obsessed with it, so we'd complete the game several times and then just go back to the beginning again and play it over and over again. We just got into this whole mode of playing it. It was I've still got a bit of a fondness for that game because I bought my kids a kind of a retro Sega Mega Drive for Christmas, so it was kind of for me as well, so we could play the old school Sonic.
Yeah. Did you're a Sonic player in Megamouthgaming, or are you on Mario side? Which side are you on over there?
Well, we had the Sega, so I was all up in the Sonic. But
Oh man, man,
in
I
my
remember. What the
memory, I was pretty good at it.
hell?
See, I tried Mario Brothers, but I just didn't get into it as much. But my
Yeah.
friend, she was like the Sonic master. At times I'd have like a group of friends all in my room, we were all getting stoned on bongs and stuff, and she'd just be there, and everybody would be watching her play because she was like really good at it. But she was also really into Super Mario Brothers as well, whereas I didn't really get into that. She liked both, and I was like, "You're a traitor. Go." Super Mario Brothers isn't as good.
Yeah, I had Sega, but
Yeah, man.
I wanted to go back to like an early memory of like playing a game or something. It's there used to be this pizza place kind of close to my house, and they used to have the 4-player Ninja Turtle game. And then yeah, I used to spend like summers walking to the pizza place and like playing that game. And trying to beat it. Well, I did beat it, but like with different people, like random people that would come in.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man, walking down to the arcade is just you can't even do that anymore.
Yeah.
Does anybody know or remember a game
Beer
like
somewhere, but
going back quite a long way now, probably into sort of the late 80s? It was the Spectrum 48K, the ZX Spectrum 48K. It was the graphic. You had to load the games on a tape, and it made all this really horrendous noise while you were
Yeah.
loading. It would take about half an hour. But there was a game that I really loved playing, and I used to sneak my computer on after I'd gone to bed at night when I was on a school night. And I had this volume control on my TV, so I knew exactly what volume I could have it at and listen without my parents hearing. I kind of tested it out by going into their room so they couldn't hear me. But I used to get really into this game called Oracle's Cave, which was like, it was a bit like the old gaming books, like when you throw a dice and you fight dragons and you get different options to get different things that give you either energy or magical powers. And obviously it's like a strategy where you have to think about, is food going to be a good thing for me? But it's not going to be a good thing if I'm locked in this room for like a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I used to play that, and it was a bit like the graphics on it, and I don't know if you can remember that movie.
You into any arcade games there, man? You big arcade gamer?
Well, I think I mean, I don't have any experience with something like that far back, but I remember like the Time Crisis and all. I don't know if you guys recall Time Crisis. You got the like the light gun, and I remember that one always stuck out because when you would pull the trigger, like the slide would actually move back on the thing, and that was like the coolest thing, to my little 10-year-old brain. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm from kind of a small town, so we always had to, take a weekend trip to get to anywhere worth going to. You know what I mean? But Time Crisis, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I don't think I can remember that one. I mean, I kind of have a bit of a fondness for some of the really, really old school games, like Space Invaders. There's another one called Frogger. I don't know if any of you guys remember that from a long time ago.
I am familiar with that one.
Yeah. So
yeah. You know what we used to do, which was kind of funny, like crossing a highway. I would tell my friends, "Okay, time to play Frogger," and I would hop. And they would just stare at me and like, "Come on, let's just see if we can make it." And then they kind of get like freaked out, but it was always fun to like play that joke on people.
Yeah. I mean, stuff now has just got so evolved, so advanced. It's just like it kind of blows my mind because some of the things that are coming out now, I would think, oh God, I was kind of thinking back in the day when I was just playing the Sega. Wouldn't it be, I was always looking at the graphics and thinking, oh, wouldn't it be really cool if like Sonic could suddenly do this or that? And of course, as time's gone on, they've been able to develop some of these things, and it makes me think, God, what's it going to be like even further down the line, in sort of 10, 15, 20 years from now? What are we going to be doing with the VR and everything? It's just like really exciting. I don't think anybody's ever going to come out of it. Like once they're in that portal and they're playing that game, it's like, I'll just stay here forever. This is my new world,
Yeah, you into any VR games, Megamouth? You play any VR over there?
I do not do VR. I just I couldn't make that financial leap to get in the a VR kit or whatever. But I mean, down the road, sure, I'd be open to doing something like that. But I agree with Meg about the just what's things going to be like in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I don't know what's that movie where they go into like the game world, and I just remember there's like the Mecha Godzilla in it. Ready Player One, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I imagine it's going to be like that.
Where you're just in like your living room and everything's surrounding you and like you're just in that space. Yeah, man, that would be hard, man. That'd be fun.
I can imagine a lot of people's gonna rather do that than go to work and pay the bills. But I mean, I'd be down for it if it would be like you were really in there.
Oh yeah, and then you'd have your own like game money and that kind of thing. It would be really interesting to see where it all went. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of that movie where like that's the only place they can really like live. I can't think of it now. Like they can only really live in the the digital world. Like their world is like really fucked up. So the only way they can
Matrix.
like explore, the only way they can really explore is like go into their VR and like go see like do activities in there. Like otherwise they're just stuck at their in their little house or whatever in the ghetto. I can't think of the name. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Right, that sound a little bit like the Matrix to me, but there's
I,
a
Oh, I
I was
love the
sort of
Matrix,
thinking,
man.
it's like, you know,
Everything's based off the Matrix in that kind of setting.
I was also like thinking about that film Lawnmower Man, you know, when the guy that he's not that intelligent, he's got a relatively low IQ, and he works for, I think I haven't seen the film for a long time, so I've probably got some of the details wrong, but I think he works for a guy who is developing some kind of advanced virtual reality technology. And he starts experimenting with this guy who's got quite a low IQ. Anyway, the upshot is, the reason it's called Lawnmower Man is because that's all he does is mow these lawns, because he's not intelligent enough to do anything else. But he becomes like super intelligent as he plays these virtual reality games, like because they start working on different areas of his brain
So
and
it's like the
developing
Matrix
different.
where they learn karate, right?
It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like, you know, they just put a program in. It's like she's in that helicopter, isn't she? And she needs to they need to install this program really quickly or download it in her brain so she can suddenly fly this
Yeah,
helicopter.
yeah.
They do it like
Really
excuse.
quick, like you could kind of do that if you have like this feedback loop and you say so you have to be able to map out the brain, and then so like you have that person do that activity, and then there's like, or you have like a feedback loop of like how it's supposed to be like imprinted in the mind, and then like you constantly like reinforce that, and then like it's like represented as like some like exercise in your dream or whatever.
Mm,
That'd be kind of interesting, like how that would like affect somebody. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
man. So Megamouth, you're a newer channel to mine. What are some of your favorite things about mine so far, man?
you're cutting in and out a little bit. Favorite things about mines?
Yeah, man. What's your
Oh
favorite things about mine?
man, but I was on Twitter for like 4 months, and I tried to engage with people. Trying to just engage with people, get some people to check out my YouTube channel, and I spent a lot of time on there, and I only got like 3 subscribers to show for all my efforts, and it's just too nasty on there. But I came over to Mines, and I'm just flipping through on another tab here, and I mean, there's some kooks on here, no doubt, but they're they're relatively few, and just I say the vast majority of people on here are pretty chill. Everybody's just here to have a good time. There's some funny guys on here, a lot of artists, a lot of writers. There's a lot of creators on here, and it's like there's a lot of anime boobies too. But you never really know what you're
Yeah,
gonna
man.
get.
Yeah, you got to see the anime movies. There's no way around it. Okay. So who are your name a couple of your favorite channels so far since you're newer? Like, who are some of the people you like watching?
Wow, oh man, these guys are gonna go crazy when they see I drop them some drop their names on here. Well, I got my lady on here. I'm gonna have to drop her name first, Cat Pacino. So she
Yeah.
has like her cat channel and stuff on there. She posts her cute stuff. Let me see. I'm just going through my feed here. I got I originally got on here. I started a group called the Guild, and they focus mostly on like miniatures, Warhammer type stuff. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna drop some names right quick. I got Duncan Shadow. He's at Duncan1666. He like 3D models figures that you can buy. He's also got some free ones that you can download and print yourself if you got a 3D printer. Um, Another cool one, miniature. Let me get our full name here. Miniature Painter's Apprentice, who also has some really good stuff on her page. She like takes commissions on her miniatures. Also, she's super nice. Um, Now let's see. These boys here are gonna get mad if I don't give them a shout out. Who is this here? Oh yeah, I try and
You
spread some
gotta
attention
leave one
to some of
out
these
so you
guys.
have a hater. You always have to have a hater, okay?
Oh, I do got this one crazy guy. Let's see here, David Baunack. Anyway, he says he's a Catholic priest, but he posts some dank memes, so he's probably all right. And then
Yeah.
Okay.
on patrol, and then dang, where's this guy at? I didn't give him a shout out last time. I told him I would give him one this time. Dang, where's he at? Raichu something. Raichu like the Pokemon.
Okay.
Dang. I'm gonna give him a shout out if I find his full name. But
Yeah,
anyway, yeah. There's a lot of good guys on here, and they well, if you can post some good memes that I haven't seen before. Oh, here's another Timo Burnham. Timo Burnham. What's his name?
Okay.
At Timo Burnham. You guys probably know him. He posts some good memes.
Yeah, man. We know most of the people. We just like saying who you know because we want to see who you know so we can check them out to make sure we know everybody still. You know what I mean? You're newer, so you should have some newer channels, and we want to make sure we know those newer ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, yeah. So you brought up a 3D printer and all that, and you said one of your buddies has stuff that you can 3D print. So you got a 3D printer that you can use?
Well, I got one for my business. So, I mentioned it before when we were starting up. I have my technical artist who is working on the models, and then so I'm going to be 3D printing our product, and then as as the business picks up, I'll pick up more printers as needed. But I mean, I think if you got the space in your house, I mean, and you got and they're not hard to figure out. I mean, I think everybody should have some kind of 3D printer. It might not be like a resin printer. You mean you can get one of those? I can't think of the word for it, but the one that uses like the plastic wire. I mean, that stuff can print out like any kind of simple tool or whatever you might need, and they're not that expensive anymore.
Yeah, no, you could get a 3D printer for a good $500 now. They're not super thousands of dollars anymore. So yeah, definitely. And I still have to get mine though. I don't have one yet. So. Story D, you got a 3D printer, man?
No, but I need to get one right now, I guess.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, we got to figure out a way where you can 3D print out the stuff that's like the assets that are in the VR. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, like you unlock like certain things, and so like I'm kind of seeing like the character that like goes along with you in the game is like evolves. So like maybe you get like 3D printed out different like versions of the character. Like even Curry Hobo drew I forgot I think it's like 18 different like versions of this like weird little vapor character that he made. And then like you print out like a 3D, model of it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. He's got all these little things. He does a lot of artwork though. Like so much artwork. It's good. I like it, but like I don't know how he has time to make so much art, man. It's crazy how much detail he puts in all the art. Oh man! So Megamouth, do you have anything that you wanted to bring up?
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect. I wasn't sure if I was walking into a Joe Rogan podcast and things was going to get wild. So, I mean, I'm just glad to be here where it's, it's pretty chill, pretty laid back talk.
No. Yeah, definitely laid back, man. But yeah, you have any questions about mines or any questions for us to bring up?
Yeah, actually, I do. Let me just pull y'all up right quick here. I see that on you guys have several thousand subscribers. I'm trying to type at the same time, man. So, like for a new channel, right? What would be some suggestions that you guys might have on like how to maybe grow quickly?
So our suggestions are usually pretty much the same. At least mine are, anyways. So I always suggest groups are a big one. Like you should definitely always join some groups that you like. We have like meme wars groups. We've got gaming groups. Comments are always a huge one. You need to get inside those comments and talk to people, say hi. Tell them that you enjoy their content at least, and really, really, the comment culture is really important on Minds. It's really how you grow your base on here, as far as I'm concerned. And then once you start growing those comments and getting in touch with those subscribers, and getting those groups going, then everything just kind of goes naturally.
Well, I see that the channel was started in April 2016. So like, how has mine's changed in that time?
And what do you mean? Like, how's it change? I mean, it changes all the time. Mine's is a weird platform, man. Like, I've gone through more changes than I can bring up in one conversation. So, like, what are you looking for?
Like, let's talk about like the user base. You know what I mean? Like for example, I was over on Parlor for a while, and before it got sniped. But apparently Parlor was, I guess, kind of like okay. But then when big tech started going after people, you started seeing a big influx of right leaning people, and that those people kind of took over like the hashtags and stuff like that. So like was it like that back in like 2016, 2017?
That's season 2 of the Minds Underground. But anyways, so we have had our own ebb and flow. For us, it was YouTube and Twitter were censoring and demonetizing people, and then a lot of people from them came over. But like before that, it was like all sorts of different people, but mainly I would guess there was like a whole anonymous period was like the main thing that was like dominating the site. But it wasn't like dominated by one particular thing. But once the censorship on like YouTube, it like totally got dominated by like right, and it got really political and it got like really crazy for a minute. A lot of the old people left. But in between that, like there was the poetry night that was kind of like creative. It always like goes from like craziness to like more creative to craziness, and then there's long periods of like craziness and creative. I think that's like the struggle of Mind's on.
Yeah, man. Like, you'll see that we've definitely been through our political times. You could probably go through a couple of my video uploads and see some political songs in there that are just like, go the fuck away, don't deal with politics. And so yeah, it's like it's been a ride from anonymous to where we are now. Now I think we have a good gaming base. That's why I wanted to start doing these interviews. Like I've been on Minds for a long time. Like obviously I've been here for a while, but I've never been interested in doing this because we haven't had the base to do it with. But now we have that base, so we got to start pushing forward to keep that base and keep it going and keep it growing. And that's why we want to get people on here and have them name channels they like and get channels they like on here and keep growing that base of people. So we can focus on that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like start your own thing too. Your own group. But like Mindsgaming is actually pretty perfect for helping you get whatever like gaming group that you want to get like started and stuff like that. I remember early on Mindsgaming that's like what you did so good in the beginning was just like this like cross promotion and like reminding stuff and like getting things circulated.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like getting
Hashtags.
group built. Yeah, getting group built were a big focus when I first got here, and I
Yeah.
helped build a lot of groups with people, and then I had to kind of roll back and focus on the core groups that I built to start, and then go back and forth between growing groups and keeping maintaining groups and stuff. But it's definitely I definitely love helping people build their own thing. Like I like seeing people grow their own thing and using our ideas, like our layout for our community, to do their own thing. And we've had plenty of people do it. Like Fres Capno is a good view of somebody taking an idea and running with it, and like, oh, you want to build groups? Let me build these groups. I'm gonna focus on this, and he has like, I don't know, tons of music groups. But yeah, it's definitely about trying to get out there and promote yourself. So you know how many uploads do you have? Like, do you have a lot of gaming content on your channel, Mega Mouth Games?
Actually, I don't remember. Let me check it out here. I think it's like I was trying to do like every other week, but that fell apart because of life. But I think I got like over 15, over maybe 20 videos now. I'm not sure.
Nice. Yeah, man. Yeah. So
On
like,
YouTube, it's all about that algorithm. So like you can post consistently, and then it'll help your rankings or whatever. But as soon as you take a week off, and then you start dropping. But I mean, I'm not going to get famous on YouTube. I already know that. I just post that for myself, and then I got some of my good friends from high school who follow my channel, and if I can make them smile a little bit, it's all worth it.
oh yeah, man. It's I'm not one about getting famous for one, and I don't like famous. I don't want to be famous. That's why we do audio, right? Like I don't want to be famous. I don't want you to know my face, right? So we're just doing audio. No. But yeah, man. So like, tell me about what got you into gaming to start. Like, what made you have a passion for gaming?
Well, you know, I mean, it all goes back to the Sega Genesis, man. My brothers got me into Street Fighter and the Mortal Kombat, and
So Sega was your passion for gaming. Like, that was your big boost into gaming, and that's where you started. I
that's
mean,
that's
it's
where it comes
definitely a
from,
good
man.
place, man. Yeah, it's a good place to start. Definitely, Sega started so many gamers' lives. So, what was your favorite Sega game?
Like I said, it's probably Street Fighter 2. I remember that one. They had we had to do the challenge. We had to beat up the car, within the time
Awesome.
limit.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that part. Yeah, that was a good one. Who was your
Yeah.
character?
well, I got to think for Chun Li. That was my girl. I was Chun Li, and of
Okay.
course it was
You just
Ryu.
wanted to look at a girl, that's all.
My 6-year-old brain, he was figuring something out. He didn't know what, but he
Yeah,
was
yeah. He
figuring out.
didn't know what he was doing, but he knew he was doing something right. Yeah, man, definitely. Uh, uh, so do you know about our project, any Mega Mouse?
Well, I see you guys got this infinite Imaginarium.
Yeah, bro.
That, that's the project in question, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's called Imaginarium Cloud. So we're trying to build a VR game, that's mostly based off creativity and just ideas, and it's not really, it doesn't really have a focus. Like, we've come up with some basic gaming concepts for it, and how actions are going to be done and things you can fight and things, but it's just kind of a creative concept where we put content that we can use in a game. So like, all the content that we have here and that we're talking, we might pull it out and use it for the game, or the gaming video that I'll make for the episode. We might pull that out and make it put it in the game somehow, or it's something funny that we said in the episode or whatever. It's all gonna be put onto that cloud to be used as just a creative concept for this VR. So yeah, man, yeah, definitely gotta check it out. I mean, we just started, so it's not very um immersed, and that's the word I think right now. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. It's fun to look at, I think.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it is. Moreover, Imaginarium is this kind of like artist collective that has been on minds forever, I guess. But and it goes into
Long time.
its own ebbs and flows. But as we team up with Minds Gaming, we started rolling with this VR concept. And right now, we're just Minds Gaming is getting the field of like how to set up things and what we want and what Imaginarium is doing. We're having talks with Curry Hobo and other people about like, okay, now we got like this room. What do we do with it? And the first one that we kind of like based it off of was like this escape room. That one is still kind of an idea that I have about the vapor test, which is another thing that I'm doing on the side. But the main thing is that like we have these rooms, and like once we get to know how to like really work out to make them look cool, then anybody else who is interested and wants to help could design their own room, and you can make your own. Like my idea for Minds Gaming, which I just finished editing the video, which I'll put up later. But it's like you go into this hallway and then you see an arcade, probably like an old school arcade, and then you're like, okay, let's check out what's in there, and then you have different old school councils, and like one is for Minds Gaming's like blogs, and one is for his videos, and another one is for like what's going on in the communities or the gatherings or whatever, and then you choose what council you want to go up to, and then you go into there. It's kind of like you're playing an old school arcade game, and then you probably press the buttons to start whatever video you want to watch of Minds Gaming. And then like Imaginarium, I'm more viewing it as like a theater. And then like there's another room where we kind of like play around and create. Like that one, I don't know how we're gonna do that, but that one's kind of like more interesting if like all of us could be in the same space. Like there were several different like things that we played with, which I think are crazy and fun. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you definitely.
So like, what's holding you guys back from like getting this out, into production, like like now? Is it like a time constraint?
What do you mean? Like, you can go on the website now and view
Oh,
it.
on right now.
Yeah, like what we said.
I'm like trying to follow you guys with the details and everything.
Yeah. Okay. So like right now, you could go into the space and view it in VR, and then now you have options to pick certain things. But we're talking about like future designs and making it like feel and look better, and then actually have a room where you could have fun and like you could interact with it and like do more weird things than just like watch a video.
Yeah,
I was thinking of that really cool group that Megamouth has got, which is about dream interpretation. It's basically like a group where people share what their dreams were, which is really cool. And I guess people just go on and comment, and lots of kind of interpretations of people's dreams are coming out. I was thinking that could be kind of cool if you could go into a portal and you could interact with some kind of wisdom bot. I don't know, like
I gotta send you the link.
Dream.
Meg, I gotta send you the link for the VR social platform, so you can go.
Cool.
Yeah. Like I found one though. Well, I didn't find it, to be honest. One of my friends sent it to me, but I'm gonna take credit for it. I found a link to a VR social media, and
cool.
so like it's you go into like you're in the VR space the whole time, and you're this avatar that you build the avatar to look whatever way you want. You go in and you can play in first person or third person in VR mode, and then you walk around different areas, like there's bars and there's schools and stuff, and you meet
That
people all the
sounds
time
so
too.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, it
I
looks really
guess
cool.
to circle back around and answer Megamouth Gaming's question is that we have something right now, but I guess what's limiting us is like kind of the time and attention, and then you know it's right now it's what we're using is glitch on the background, which Mindsgaming could probably talk more about it, but it's basically you build upon already apps that other people have developed, and then you kind of make it your own, and that's what we're in the process of doing on that side.
Okay. All right. That's a little more clear. It's that sounds pretty wild, man. I'm gonna have to put hands on this.
Yeah, yeah. You do any code development, Megamouth? You ever do any code?
And you do what now?
Code, like coding?
Code. You
Yeah,
know,
coding.
well, back when they had cut my hours at work last year, I was like, I got more time now. Let me look into coding. Well, then come to find out everybody was coding or was learning to code because everybody had that free time, and then I never picked it up.
So because everybody else was doing it, you're like, oh, everybody's jumping off the bridge. I'm not going to right now.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
kind of
I
like,
feel that. No, I feel that definitely.
look, if somebody was going to hire a computer coder, they'd probably go with the college grad, not the old dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely like I'm not an expert coder or anything. I learned code on my own and did it my own way and that kind of thing. But like it's I think it's just good to know, like, in case you need it for anything, like you probably never will, but it's just one of those things, like, in school they tell you should know this because you might need it one day, and then you never need it, and then one day you do, right?
I
Yeah.
think the best coders are the people that just kind of stumble across things naturally, and they teach rather than the graduate or someone who goes and does a specific course. Not that I'm saying that isn't a good thing. That is a good thing, and people can come out and they can be like the top of their game doing the coding and stuff. They can go off and just be naturals at it. And the fact they've had that little basis of training in an institution is good. But quite often you find that the institutions cycle the creativity aspects. So if you've got the creativity and the coder
Well, yeah.
combined, you get really cool things coming out of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I remember there was this early conversation I had on Minds with this guy who did some music, and I kind of like were following each other for a while, and then I said something about his music, and then I kind of wanted to use it in a video, and then I said something about like wishing I had the better effects package so I could do more than what I did with it, and then he said, for the longest time I played my beats off of like this really crappy beat machine, but he says like for like 5 years when he had like no money doing that, he's like he thinks that's like what made him so good is like because he had to like kind of struggle and kind of like hack it and like do it his own kind of like way, and then he kind of found his own way to do it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And that's what I did with my own video editing. I think most people here on Minds is kind of like a do it yourself kind of way of
Yeah,
expressing.
yeah. It's definitely a lot of people that want to go their own route and succeed in their own ways, but it's good to have some community support sometimes in doing those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's like eventually what we want to do, and why we bring it up is because we want other people who are interested to play around. Like if you get interested not on the coding side, but on playing around with getting 360 images and doing 360 video, and then on that side we could play around with that, because I think that's something interesting to do is like to design on top of already 3D images to like see how that goes.
Yeah. So Megamouth, when you start your Twitch, you're gonna let me know so we can get it out there. We got to get your Twitch out, man.
Well, I got my let me tell you. So, I learn things as I need them. I think that's like I guess most people, but So I set my Twitch up the day before yesterday, and we actually streamed that same day. And actually, if you looked on my page, my thumbnail is the Primal Carnage, and the tagline is "I don't know what I'm doing" because I really didn't know what I was doing, and
Yeah.
I had to edit the goofy parts out, the beginning where I'm like clicking around screens and everything. But I mean, yeah, I think if I do it a couple times, it'll be straight. But I will put that out there for y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what's your Twitch name?
I'm trying to keep things uniform. It's Megamouthgames as well.
Awesome. Yeah. I try to do the same thing. I think it's good for everybody. I hate when I go on a system now. Like I've never had this problem until recently. Is now when I start to go play a new game and I have to make a gamer tag, I'll try to put in Mindsgaming and it'll say it's already taken, and it gets me really upset.
You're gonna have to be clever. Do the Mindsgaming birth year, A B dash.
6934.
Yeah, put something funny on there. Yeah.
You have to somehow buy the rights, universal rights to that name at some point. Are you going to somehow we have to find a way so you can own that name? Mind gaming.
It's
Way.
flattering. It's a little flattering, I must admit. It's fun. It's okay. I gotta find them and then kill them, though. That's my mission in the entire game from then on.
It's like a Highlander situation. There can only be one Highlander.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Mindsgaming. You can see a trailer for it.
Yeah. So it's Megamouth Gaming's on Twitch, guys. Make sure to check out his channel. Stop by, watch some content, because mine doesn't have streaming yet. We're gonna bitch about that every episode, I guarantee it.
All right, I remember you guys had some issue with your boosted content. Did that get sorted out?
Oh man, the boosted content. That was I don't know if that was sorted out, man. See, my whole thing is that like my community base and my subs support me well enough not to have to boost. So I don't boost that often, really. I only started boosting more often because my boost that I tried to boost got blocked, right? And then after that, I just couldn't boost, and then I got pissed off, and I'm very open about me being pissed off about mine, so I just tell them what's going on in my feelings, and people get all out of sorts. But yeah, no, I mean, I think the last episode got boosted too, so I think since then that's the only thing I've boosted is the last episode we did. So yeah, that got boosted, so I'm happy with that. Yeah. Do you have any problems with boosting? You doing good on that, or you got plenty
I guess I'm doing all right. I told you, stinginess runs in my DNA, so I tend to hoard my tokens, and I try to when I'm posting memes and such, I try and post the dankest memes to make sure they get enough attention. But
yeah, man, I've definitely seen some of your memes. I want you inside my meme wars group. We need some dank ass memes.
Meme wars is a good way to get some memes out there and get new people to like check out your channel for sure.
Oh, meme wars.
Yeah. I'll send you the link.
Oh, I got you here. There's a kid in a toy car there.
Yeah. That's my kid.
That's your kid.
Yeah, it's my kid. Yeah.
Man, how many kids you got?
I just got one, man. Just one.
Okay. Well, that means it's time for another one.
No more. I'm good, bro. I'm good. You got any kids, Megamouth?
Yeah, I got the one. He's his first tooth is coming loose. That was our excitement this week.
Yeah, man. It's always the whole teeth pain, man. They go crazy with that shit, dude. How old is he? Mine's 5.
He's 6, and he had his birthday's late in the year, so he's the oldest one in the class. So I guess he's the first one to get the loose tooth, and he said it. He's doing the school by Zoom, So he said it over Zoom, and all the kids were like, "Ooh," you know. Yeah. So I mean, it's just crazy because the time goes by so quick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it goes by way too quick. What games is he into right now?
Well, I told you he's got the thing about dinosaurs. So with the Primal Carnage, the people versus dinosaur, I was playing that for him, and like he's going nuts on that live stream. He knows all the buttons and stuff, and I had like no clue when I started streaming that game. And he's like, oh, hit him with the net. I'm like, the net? Can they break out the net? He's like, no, hit the dinosaur with the net. And dude broke out the net. I said, dude, what are you doing? And he's sitting there rolling on the floor because he tried to set me up. So
yeah, man.
I did. I picked up the Jurassic World Evolution, so I'm gonna try and learn that. So I can teach him how to play because Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, he's all about them dinosaurs,
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta get him into stuff.
Yeah, dinos. Yeah.
He can't spell them, but he can tell you all the names of them.
That's cool.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's all that matters. I probably can't spell half their fucking names either. What are you talking about? I'm just thinking about that. Like, what the hell? No, I don't know if I can spell that. Oh man. But yeah, my kid right now, he's into like Roblox and stuff. Like, they got so many different games on there. It's crazy, dude. Like, and it's cross-platform, so he can play like on anything that he wants, and it's really annoying sometimes, but
My kid, he watches all these guys on YouTube. That's one of the benefits of making your videos is you can get him to watch your stuff. But he finds, I say this with love because I appreciate everybody, all the gamers in the YouTube community. But he finds the most annoying YouTubers like every time without fail. You know what I mean? Like.
oh yeah, they're drawn to them, man. I swear. Like, I was like, because I watch the gaming channels too on my YouTube, so I'll come and like peek at my phone every once in a while to see what I'm watching, and then go watch one of his. And I'm like, oh my god, how can you watch that?
I make a conscious decision. Like when I'm playing and I'm doing my own commentary, I'm like, okay, can I not talk as much as some of these guys? You know what I mean? Because they have to narrate everything they're doing. They're trying to fill up all that dead space.
Yeah.
But man, I can't do that. That's too much. That's too high energy for me. I'm trying to relax and chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. So what do you do to what are your you drink to relax, you smoke, what do you do?
Well, we try and be healthy. So I used to enjoy a pipe and a cigar back in the day, but that's for only special occasions now. From time to time we have us a beer too.
Okay.
I'm partial to wine myself, but just because I tell myself it's healthier for you. But
yeah, you got to give yourself a reason. What kind of wine you enjoy?
Well, I try and buy Australian just because I don't like how they're getting bullied, politically and such. But that's just me. I like Australia. I got a bunch of Australian friends from when I actually worked overseas for a number of years. Met some good dudes.
Yeah. What? Where in Australia did you go?
Oh, actually, I lived and worked in China for a while, but I worked with a bunch of Australians. And
Okay.
I tell you, them boys are a trip. You ain't never seen a rowdier bunch of people. But yeah, so that's just why I buy Australian most of the time.
And what you get cabs or what you get?
You talking about what? You talking about cigars?
No, wine. Like what wine? You get deep reds, you get cabs, you get white wine.
Yeah, it just depends on my mood. I'm partial to the reds. I like a dry deep red.
Yeah. I like good red wine, man. I like Moscato wines too. Not many people know about those, but a good Southern boy should.
I'm familiar now. You know.
Yeah, buddy. That's my wine of choice. It's Tori D. What are you doing, bro? You got anything else for us, man?
Who, me? Nah, I was just, I enjoy wine every now and then too.
I know you're a mushroom guy, man. I know.
That is true.
It's okay. Weed is more my thing, but we definitely got to do some mushrooms sometime.
Yeah, man. Once we get this teleporting down, then we could just teleport.
Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there, man. Don't joke yourself. We're gonna have teleporting one day. You think so, Megamouth? We're gonna have teleporting one day.
Well, I've seen The Fly before, so I will not be at the front of the line for that. I'm just saying, like 10 million people in front of me, no problem. Then I'll think about it.
It's a bit of a worry to think what might get trapped in there with you by accident. You might spliced with something else. Yeah, could be a bit of a
yeah.
That's kind of a good way to end it. I don't know why. It seems like this is the way to do things. Is like a trippy movie that kind of like mess with your head. You're talking about The Fly. That was one of those movies. I don't know why, but I've been thinking about The Cube by it was an early movie by Jim Henson. He did it like in college or whatever, and it's like this really weird existential film. But it reminds me of this dream.
I've never heard of that film.
You never heard of The Cube? Like the original Cube? No. There's later a Cube that's made, but it's a horror film or whatever. But I'm talking about like the old school one, like in '68 or something like that.
So you mean the Muppets creator, Jim Henson?
Yeah,
it was
that
his
guy.
movie.
Yeah, when he was in college.
Oh, that sounds really. I want to see that now.
Yeah, he did a really trippy movie. What about you?
You're gonna have to send me the link to that. I've never seen it either. So
okay, I'll find it and I'll send it to you guys. But what about you, Megamouth?
Cool.
I ain't seen no Cube. I thought you was talking about the one about the people stuck in space or whatever.
No, not that one. There's like an older one. But yeah. And what about you? What kind of like movie do you like, or what kind of movie stands out for you?
Well, I've always been a big horror movie guy, but I don't remember. It all goes back to I think I saw Jaws when I was like 6 years old, and that movie messed me up so bad. I was afraid to take a bath. I was afraid to sit on a toilet. I didn't want to go to the beach. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, but it's called Critters, and it's about these like little furry monsters. You familiar with it?
I've seen that.
And I don't know why, but I saw that when I was a kid, and that one messed me up. And I used to be scared to walk around my own house because all these critters was going to come and get me. But
if you watched it now, it'd be like a comedy, comedy.
I've seen it before.
But obviously, as a tiny little child, it would have been quite. I can see why it would have been terrifying. Do you know what I mean? It's like But yeah, there's some comedy elements to that film.
I got a funny personal story, kind of like about Jaws. So, anyways, I live here in LA, and when family visits, we go to Universal Studios, and they used to have this. I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have this old school Jaws, like when you take the tram around, and then like Jaws comes and like scares people in the tram, and then my cousin from Texas. I forgot how old we were. We were pretty young, and she was just like talking shit, like everything's like fake, and like why would anybody get scared and all this kind of stuff. And then she's like right next to where like Jaws pops out, and she just like loses her shit. She starts like crying, and like she starts yelling, and like she got all scared. And then the rest of the day, like me and my cousins like just like clowned her for like the whole day. Like, oh, you're not scared, and we would just like pretend like we were screaming, like how she was screaming. It was so funny.
You're evil, man. You're evil. I would have been. Like you can't talk shit about not being scared and then get scared. It's just not how it works.
Yeah. And so that's why we had to make fun of her. Like she was just talking shit the whole time, and then she got scared. It was funny.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. So you like horror, huh? What'd you think of It? See, it was my downfall, man. When I was a kid, I shouldn't have watched that.
Me too. I watched the first film with Tim Curry, the first not the more recent one.
Yeah,
I watched that and it freaked me out for about 3 years. I couldn't get it out of my head. Every time it
that
actually
bugged
gave me
me.
some form of like this. This sounds funny in a way because it sounds really over the top, but I swear to God, that film gave me some kind of post-traumatic stress because every year or so I'd forget about it. And then I'd be like in the shower or something and I'd sit with the curtain drawn and I'd be thinking, oh my God, when that curtain comes back, he's going to be standing there or something. It would keep flashing into my head like years down the line. I was thinking, oh my God, because it's like this thing that could just appear at any point. I think that's the scary aspect. It's not something that you could say, well,
Yeah.
you know, like with Jaws isn't really going to come up through the toilet, but I suppose if you're a kid, you might think that it's possible. But with it's almost like it could be a real thing. Like you could really hallucinate that clown, or you could really see some hideous thing coming out of your taps or something.
Yeah, you know
Do you know
when
what I
I
mean?
was
Turn
when
back
I
on and
was
it's blood.
little, what I would used to do, what would freak me out, and kind of similar to what Megamouthgaming was saying, is that I would watch um, America's Most Wanted or the Mystery Show, and then I would like convince myself I saw that person like at the supermarket. I'm like, oh my god, like that person's running away, and like he's there, and like he must have known because we made eye contact, and then I'll be looking outside the window, like, oh my god, they're gonna come and break in the house, and then like I would just like to like freak myself out. I guess I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah. It's like you always want to. It's that mindset where you always want to identify somebody. And it's like when you're walking in a crowd and you think you see your friend, you know, and you look over
And you
like,
even like run
"Hey,"
up
and
to
you're
them
like,
and
"Oh, I don't
that's not
fucking
them.
know you."
Yeah. Or at a party or something like that. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Hey, when I was
Yeah.
when I was in college, I lived in an apartment, as a studio apartment, by myself, and it was on like a nice quiet street. It's by like a back alley, and I used to stay up like crazy late because I didn't have any responsibilities really. And I watched this movie called The Fourth Kind with Mila Jovovich. I don't know if anybody's
Oh yeah,
familiar with
that
that
one
one.
freaked me out. I like those like
Bro,
yeah.
bro, I that movie freak. I went through this phase at that time where I would like stay up late, and I would go into these weirdo chat rooms where like the like reptilian alien dudes and all. And I would just read all the stuff,
Oh
and
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this is all nonsense. And then, but like in the back of my brain, I'm like, what if Obama's a reptilian? You know what I mean? Like, so. And I watched that movie, and it's the image of the lady, getting abducted by the alien, but then the alien putting the imagery of the owl looking through a window. That
Yeah.
freaked me out so bad. I like
Yeah.
became nocturnal for like 4 months. Like I stayed up all night, slept during the day, had like no social life. But yeah, that movie totally upended my lifestyle for like almost half a year.
Heck yeah.
Those are the best, man. They're the best. I don't know why, but you'll never forget it, right? Never
Well, they're always
forget
like,
it.
"Oh, it's based on a true story." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm never going to Alaska."
Oh man. Well, I think we can wrap up. I think we're. Oh no. Hold on. What's one thing that you want to see improve on Minds, Megamouth? I missed that question. Sorry.
One thing I would like to see improved. I think they should. I don't know. I don't want to say this because, well, I'm gonna say it. I think they should do a better job. But like, you should be able to select if you want to see like anime boobies in your feed. Like, if you should be able to like select. No, thanks. I don't want to see it because I got my kid. Walking around my computer. I mean, it's cool and all, but give the brother about 5 more years before you start throwing that in his face. But I mean, you can select NSFW and such, but some users are a little forgetful about that. But my mama didn't raise no snitch, so I just think I think that's one thing that could be improved. Just to improve the family friendliness of the site. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I agree. I think
That's been always like a major debate on mines, but I'm pretty sure the last time I talked to Bill, which was at the end of the year in December, he was talking about more filters for that and better blocking and certain things like that, so that you could start to maybe curate that out for yourself. But I think
Yeah,
the
yeah,
boost would always go for everybody. But yeah, more filters for that for sure. I think in development and should be coming sometime soon. I think.
Word.
yeah. Working on the not safe for work tags. So that's definitely something that they're working on. But yeah, I definitely want to see ways to select different not safe for work content and like what you can and do and don't want to see at certain times. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that all day. You don't want to look at boobs all day, but sometimes it's nice.
Yeah, it's like my youngest kid, she's 9, she's really into the tech stuff. She's like very into Roblox, and I've just got her on this little coding course, so she's starting to learn about, the basics of coding and stuff. But I've got to be honest, as much as I love mines, I wouldn't feel safe. I mean, she's too young at the moment, but I wouldn't feel like she could scroll through mines and it would be okay. But then, to be honest, I wouldn't feel that it was safe for her to scroll through Facebook, or because there's can be sort of inappropriate things that flash up there. But it'd be nice to think that we could perhaps, that mines could be unique in the sense that we could set something up like you're saying, um, where you can really, really kind of finalize the settings of how you want your experience on mines to be.
Yeah,
So in a
yeah.
sense, it'd be even better than Facebook. Even less dangerous than Facebook. That would be perfect. All the while keeping the free speech going. People can still share
Yeah,
stuff, but
I kind
this
of
is difficult,
envision
isn't it?
later, and I've always envisioned this when they started to mess around with subdomains, but maybe it's like where you have your own minds inside of minds, so you maybe really get more functionality out of the group. So, like for Megamouth Gaming,
Yeah,
he really has a really good group, which is basically somewhere in between minds and a Discord kind of room. And so, like
yeah, that'd be
you could
good.
talk to your community, and you guys could like share your memes and like have a good time, and then only interact with like the greater wilder community for boosting and promoting your live stream and your really good
Mm,
memes. But for your most interactions, you're interacting with your community. You're interacting with the people, like in a Discord or in a Slack kind of setting, and then you
mm,
interact with the weirder, greater community to kind of like push your stuff out there to attract more people to your community. And so then
Yeah.
I think that's like kind of a interesting avenue, which I think
there might
at
like
least
even be
Imaginarium at Mindsgaming has done. Yeah.
there might even be a possibility in the future to have like a kids community on mines, like an actual area they can go, like with the VR and stuff, like
Yeah,
we're working on with the Imaginarium
yeah.
pad, where they can go on and they can do like educational things or digital art or learn basics of coding and things like that. And they could have a whole kind of VR experience. Because I'm kind of thinking, more and more people are homeschooling their kids with all the COVID stuff. I kind of think because of COVID, more people are going to realise that perhaps there are actual benefits to homeschooling your children, and as a result of that, might actually
Oh,
think,
right.
well, I'm
I
never
mean,
going to send my
I'm
kids back to school now. So it would be great, like in the future, if we could accommodate kids of different ages, and
yeah,
it could just
I
be a
think the
whole,
filters
like
are
you're
definitely
saying,
the first
Dan, a
step.
whole new section of minds where the kids go, they're going to be safe from any of the other stuff going through the kind of the main feed.
Yeah,
It would just
yeah,
be kid
like
friendly.
the community feeds, like because that's one of the things I suggested previously is that you should like channels should be able to come their own kind of community feed where they serve boosts and they serve content like the newsfeed does. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So then you could have like a channel that you can go to always, and you know what's going to be on there, and you know that it's not going to be, this content you don't want to see, and then you can always go exploring into the main other circles and find other stuff. But for the most part, it would just be on that main community feed, and you'd just be interacting with stuff that you wanted to see, and you already knew that you wanted to see. You know what I mean? But hopefully, something like that comes down the line where we can, the filters are definitely coming soon, so that will definitely help a little bit. But yeah, as Megamouth said, like some of the problem is users not actually tagging it at all, and not the filters themselves. But we'll get there. Anyways, I think it's a good place to wrap up the show, guys. It was fun talking.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man, it was fun talking to you. It's
it was
good.
nice to meet you.
Get to know you, and we'll have to have you back on, and
And talk
guest
about more horror
sometime.
movies that like freaked us out.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, we could do a
show and
Star
talk
Wars
about some
chat,
more
man.
horror movies with us. It's definitely be fun.
I could hold y'all hostage and rant about The Last Jedi.
It's not a horror movie. I mean, I guess to some fans it was. Oh, man.
Good night, everyone.
All right, guys. Later, man. Later.
Good night.
Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Adios.
Live streaming